Greetings, guys. That's New York cruise guy Jonathan here talking to you. Well, not from the Rotterdam, home right now. Took about 2.5, 3 hours to get home. I just wanted to make a quick clip. It's probably not going to be more than 2 minutes. I promised you I would give you the information about the parking after to see how they did today. The name of the parking company is called On Air Parking. So if you go to www.onairparking.com, they're located about 4 miles from the port, basically about a 10-minute drive this morning. Very good experience. It was $117 for the 12 nights. If you would have parked at the port, you would have spent $240. So a significant savings. So onairparking.com, they're located about 4 miles away from Port Everglades. I believe they're very close to the Fort Lauderdale airport. So On Air Parking basically works. It's very internet based. So you would basically make a reservation for your vehicle before your cruise. I believe you can make it up until the day of departure. I wouldn't recommend that because there is a certain amount of space for the vehicles. Onairparking.com, it asks you what time you'll be arriving. When you're coming back from your cruise, what time will you come back? I put 11 a.m., which I think is a good amount of time to give you in case there's delays. There were a couple of delays this morning. We were about 45 minutes behind schedule. Remember, when you're at the mercy of Customs and Border Patrol, which, basically, it could be, not speaking negative, but it could be a power trip for Customs and Border Patrol. We only had one ship in today on a Friday, a very easy day, and they were 45 minutes late. Fine for me. I'm not flying anywhere, which kind of brings me to my next topic. Would you stay the next night in Florida or the disembarkation port for the next so you're not rushed off the ship, right, and have to fly back? Would you stay maybe in Florida? Would you stay in Vancouver? Would you stay in Europe and then fly back the following day? What are your thoughts about that? For me, obviously it's a driving port. I live about 2.5 hours away from Fort Lauderdale. It was a very, very easy drive back to the west coast of Florida. So I can highly recommend On Air Parking. It's a great, it worked out very well. I have no complaints. The shuttle was literally waiting right there at the disembarkation port in Fort Lauderdale. They had the van, they loaded us up. Basically, they load up the vehicle, they drive you to where the car is parked. You get your luggage and you get in your car and go. So onairparking.com, highly recommend it. I'll put a link in the description so you have that in case you are cruising out of Port Everglades in the near future. Obviously, the only con is, you have to kind of wait for the shuttle if it's not there, and, it is 4 miles away. So Port Everglades is getting you on the convenience of basically, you walk off the ship and your car is sitting there and it's covered in Port Everglades. On-air parking is it's uncovered, so your car is it's there for the elements if it's going to rain or any weather that it may impact. But there's no snow. So onairparking.com, highly recommend it. It's about 4 miles from Port Everglades. It was $117 for 12 days. I'm thinking recapping the cruise. I had a good 2.5 hour ride, so I'm recapping of what I'm going to say to give you my opinion about the MS Rotterdam's 12-night Panama Canal Sunfarer cruise. For now, I'll leave you with highly recommend the parking place again. I'll put a link in the description below. If you have any questions about it, feel free to set a dialogue with me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have. So this is Jonathan, New York cruise guy. If you could like, comment, subscribe to the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. Jonathan, New York cruise guy, out.